Hello and welcome. It is sports on News Central. My name is Olisa Chukwumah. So much football action we saw at the weekend, especially with the return of the English Premier League, and African footballers were on show. Well, joining me to break it all down in a socially distanced way is Tunde Koiki. Tunde.
That's right, Olisa. Match day one of the English Premier League was entertaining as always. And like you said, African stars were right in the middle of everything. 14 African players were in the mix for all their clubs, and they accounted for 5 of the 23 goals that were scored on the opening weekend. Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian king, weighing in with the hat-trick, the first hat-trick of the season, alongside Wilfred Zaha, who scored the winning goal for Crystal Palace, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang also scored one of the goals for Arsenal as they won away at Fulham. And of course, don't forget that Mohamed Salah is also clearly in the lead for the Golden Boot alongside Jamie Vardy. But a quick statistic about Mohamed Salah, he is now the joint top scorer in terms of hat-tricks in the English Premier League. He holds a joint record alongside an illustrious company. Emmanuel Adebayor, formerly of Arsenal, Tottenham, and God knows who else. And of course, the legendary Didier Drogba. They all scored 3 hat-tricks in the English Premier League. But the number one clear leader for the most hat-tricks scored in the English Premier League by an African is none other than former Nigerian international Yakubu Aigbeni, who played for Blackburn, Portsmouth, and of course Everton. So it was an entertaining weekend, and Africans were definitely in the mix.
Well, we can't get so much of it, can't we? So many Africans doing so well, especially in the Premier League. Let's start from the first game, which was the opening one of the weekend and the return of the new season. It was Arsenal away to Fulham at Craven Cottage. Easy win for Arsenal, 3-0, and their Gabonese captain, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, was on score again.
Well, Olisa, you can be sure that lots of Arsenal fans worldwide, and especially here in Africa, were absolutely delighted about the fact that not only did their Gabonese captain score, he has also signed a much-awaited new deal, as it were, that will keep him at the Emirates Stadium for much longer. He's a man who has scored plenty of goals in his time at the Emirates Stadium, and he's their weapon in chief. So a lot of people are particularly happy with the fact that he will be there for much longer. Don't forget, Arsenal have historically lost their best players to other clubs, players who have moved to Manchester City, Manchester United, like Robin van Persie, Samir Nasri, and Cesc Fabregas moving to other clubs in order to win glory. But they hope that with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in their ranks, they can achieve glory.
Well, the Arsenal captain is so much of an important one for the Arsenal setup, especially for Mikel Arteta. But there was another African on show again in the Arsenal midfield in Mohamed Elneny of Egypt. He's found a way, Tunde, to somehow get back into the Arsenal fold.
Yeah, Olisa, big surprise for a lot of Arsenal fans and watchers. Everyone thought that Mohamed Elneny's Arsenal career was done and dusted. Nobody thought he'd be able to force his way back. But I think in pre-season, he must have done something right, because Mikel Arteta starting him alongside former Arsenal captain Granit Xhaka in the Arsenal's midfield was a big surprise to quite a lot of people. Can Mohamed Elneny keep his place in the Arsenal lineup for much longer? It remains to be seen. But for a lot of people who watch him, I'm sure they're particularly delighted with that.
Big question there for Mohamed Elneny. Let's go to the big one at the weekend. That 7-goal thriller between Liverpool and Leeds. Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian king, was clearly the hat-trick hero of the weekend, basically.
Yeah, Olisa, alongside Jamie Vardy, who also scored a hat-trick as well. But as Africans are concerned, all their focus is about Mohamed Salah. We don't really care that much about Jamie Vardy. And with his exploits in Liverpool's colours and his exploits over the weekend as well, he has shown that he cannot stop scoring. In 3 seasons in the English Premier League, in his return to the English Premier League, he has weighed in with no fewer than 76 goals and 20 assists. And if you put that side by side with the first 3 seasons of an icon like Cristiano Ronaldo, who scored just 66 goals and had 28 assists in his first 3 seasons, you can imagine the scale of importance that Mohamed Salah holds for not only for Liverpool but for Africans in the English Premier League. He's their creator-in-chief, their weapon-in-chief, and of course he will be instrumental to what Liverpool can achieve in this season. And that, as far as Red fans are concerned, is retaining their English Premier League title. He's off to a great start. So the question is, Can the supporting African cast at Liverpool help him to achieve these big dreams? Don't forget that Liverpool still has the talents of reigning African Footballer of the Year, Sadio Mane, Naby Keita, the Guinean maestro, and of course, Joel Matip, the towering Cameroonian defender who played a big part, but a key part nonetheless, as Liverpool started their title defense with a 4-3 win at home to Leeds United.
Well, it wasn't just the Liverpool game where we saw lots of African players. The game between Crystal Palace and Southampton, we finished 1-0 in favour of Palace. So, a couple of African contingents, once again, led by that man, Wilfred Zaha.
Well, Wilfred Zaha is really an enigma both on and off the pitch. On the pitch, his trickery, his pace, and his penchant for drawing fouls cannot be denied, and he scored the winning goal as they defeated Southampton. But plenty of questions still continue to be asked surrounding his future. He's made no bones about the fact that he feels he can be played at a higher level. He would love to play for a club that is in the Champions League, but will he stay or will he go? Another African player, Mali's Musa Jenepo, also came in as a substitute in that game for Southampton, that game against Crystal Palace, not in time to affect the scoreline, as Zaha's goal proved to be the decider there. And of course, Jeffrey Schlupp, Ghanaian international winger, was also in action for Crystal Palace as well.
Well, we saw other African footballers featuring elsewhere, the likes of Semi Ajayi for West Bromwich Albion, and Leicester City have Wilfred Ndidi at the back for them, and not forgetting Vest Bissouma for Brighton and Hove Albion. Let's quickly go straight to the matches to expect this weekend. And just run on your screen for you do is add the fixtures, and the marquee one, no doubt, it's Liverpool versus Chelsea. Tunde, you might want to sink your teeth into this one.
Oh, Olisa, it always pops off like popcorn when these two teams go head-to-head. Chelsea versus Liverpool, one of the key fixtures in any Premier League season. Always excitement, always goals, plenty of history between both clubs. And the recent history has shown that there will be much more to this game than just 90 minutes. Don't forget, at the tail end of last season, the final game of the season when Liverpool lifted the trophy at Anfield, they thumped Chelsea 5-3 in a match that saw a short touchline spat between Liverpool coach Jurgen Klopp and Chelsea manager Frank Lampard. It's all been done and dusted, it's put behind them. But Liverpool have also gone on record, Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp has also gone on record having mentioned the fact that Chelsea has spent quite a lot of money, £200 million plus. They spend more money than any other club in Europe this season, considering the fact that we talk about the likes of Juventus, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. Chelsea has spent much more than anyone else. So there's been that spat between, these two teams in terms of beefing up their team, the two managers, and there will be plenty to play for that day as well. Don't forget, Liverpool's African contingent will be key in this game as well. Expect action from Salah, expect action from Sadio Mane as well, and Naby Keita if he gets the nod in the midfield. So that is a key game to watch, and we'll be watching with bated breath as both teams go head to head.
Well, yes, indeed. Africans to look forward to once again, the matches to expect to watch this weekend in the Premier League. And you can see where Africans will be busy quite well. Quite a couple of them you might see in Crystal Palace and that game between Liverpool and Chelsea. Let's see how they fare. Well, don't forget you can catch us right here on our social media portals and also log on for our website for more right here on News Central. It's been Sports on News Central. Thank you very much, Tunde Koiki. My name is Olisa. We'll see you once again.